Day 31, I just want to ask you, how do you feel? Because we had such an epiphany this weekend. Now, I want you guys to know, in 2006, I owned a company where there was a guy doing muscle testing, EMF protection, all the things. Like, that's been around forever. That's nothing new, right? We all know it, but we definitely don't practice it like we should. What happened this weekend was such a huge change for me. And I want to ask you this question. How are you feeling? Oh, I see Dr. Remke's on here. Hi, Dr. Remke. So some of you know our story. Some of you don't know our story, but a little life update. I don't even know how to sum it up and make this only a short 5-minute video, but God definitely had a plan in my life. He definitely had a plan. And every single thing that has happened exactly how it should have to bring me to the point that I am today. But I'm just going to say this, and for some of you, you might not get it. Ask yourself how you feel. How do I feel right now? And I don't care what product you go and take or what nutrition you think is the thing or what you do. The most important thing that I have learned and am learning is that it doesn't matter what you put in your body as far as a chemical or a ingredient or all the things. If your energy and frequency and your vibration is low, you've got to change that. And we have people that are literally losing their minds after the doctor that we brought in on Saturday. So he has never been in direct sales. He's never been in a room like that with a bunch of maniacs like I've been working with for 30 years. But he does own one of the top frequency clinics in the world and trains a lot of doctors, whether it's at, conventions, all the things. He's been doing this for over 20 years and got into it because his mom had a terminal situation and he really, was just going to spend the rest of his life trying to save his mom. Well, his mom's still here today. And, that could be a multitude of things, but his conviction and his belief in the way that we feel. So let me just give you guys one example. I have always struggled with sleep. And most of you know that. And it's wreaked havoc on my health. And I finally have that under control. But listening to him, I really had to stop and think about my environment. The sunlight, the water, how much time I spend on a screen, how much time I spend looking at my phone. And I don't have enough time to do it on here. It would take hours and hours and hours. But I will tell you, the question that you got to ask yourself is, how do I feel? Because I've been in nutrition for 30 years, but the last 6 years, even though I owned a nutritional company for many, many years, my health had been a challenge, right? So what was the difference? It was my vibrational health. It was my own frequency. It was the emotions. And listening to 200 people that all counseled with this doctor in one day yesterday, Saturday, he said the crazy thing is what it boiled down with most people was like unresolved issues and post-trauma. And my question to all of you is, why do you feel the way you feel? Most people have no idea why they feel the way they feel. And the crazy thing is there are people that do not even take care of their health, that live forever and ever and ever. And there's other people that are health nuts that end up with something and, they don't live as long. Why? That seems so unfair. But it's a lot deeper than you taking a great product. It's really a lot deeper than you just eating organic and doing all the things. And, it doesn't matter what doctor you talk to. When it comes to people who can't feel good, they can't get out of this funk they're in, they're depressed, they're sad, they're mad, they're grieving. A lot of times it comes down to their emotions and what those emotions are doing to the organs in their body. And I am not going to try to be a scientist or explain the science or be a doctor, but I'm going to tell you with every ounce of my being, we're onto something. We're definitely onto something. Asking people how they feel and sharing with them something to change the vibrational frequency of their body. It's a movement. It's a thing. So I want to ask you, in this 100 days of success habits, do you really take care of how you feel? Like, do you really take care of how you feel? Or do you put a Band-Aid on the symptoms? People get a headache, they take a Tylenol. People can't sleep, they go buy a gummy. You know, people have stress, they smoke, they drink, they get a happy pill. People do not treat what is the main issue. They just try to get rid of the symptoms. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life so passionate on purpose about this, guys. I had a friend the day before we left for our convention. She lost her daughter about 9 years ago. It was methamphetamines. It was an accident. But she lost her only other child. Not her only other child. She lost that girl's brother on Wednesday night last week to suicide. And she reached out to me right away and she was like, you're the only person I know to say, you know what it feels like. And I don't, because I've never lost a child, but listening to her grief, listening to her pain, listening to the agony. People go through trauma like that. Unnecessary. You know, people take their life based on a feeling, a mental health situation. They make a permanent decision that affects the rest of their life based on a temporary thing in the way that they felt. And it's sad. You know, right now, every day, the overdose level, the overdose right now, just with fentanyl, is like a 747 crashes every day. And maybe you're like, well, they shouldn't take fentanyl. Well, you should educate yourself, because fentanyl is in everything. Everything. And it's literally like we're battling a war right now, right? Why do people take a Xanax that would be laced with fentanyl? Why are people looking for something to mask the pain or put them to sleep or make them happy? Because they can't deal with real life trauma, guys. It's hard right now. People's finances are lower than they've ever been, with expensive living higher than it's ever been. And the division in our country and the hate and the blame and everything is so low. But let's talk about something deeper. AirPods, Apple Watch, electric car, microwave, fake food, 5G, Hulu, Netflix. Like, there is such an addiction going on in our brains to all of these electronics, and not just the electronics, but like the notifications, the games, the apps, that I really see why so many people feel so bad and they're so low and they're so sick. And it's way above their head when you try to explain it. But we did some crazy things yesterday. You know, we started thinking about like what kind of light bulbs are in our house and how much 5G is running through my brain right now, just sitting back here on the back steps. I mean, what are we close to? What is our environment? People are just walking around like robots, and they're not really thinking about why they feel the way they feel. It's a thing. It is a thing. And if you don't know why you can't ever feel good, you just never feel good, and you just wish you could feel good, send me a message, because I can send you less than a minute video that is literally mind-blowing, that might really wake you up to why you feel the way you feel. But a success habit would be really taking care of ourselves. Today I did something I never, ever, ever do. A new thing for me. Like, I don't even remember the last time I did it. Maybe 2020 during the pandemic. But I took a nap. And I literally couldn't believe I was going to take a nap. I was like, Dave, watch my phone. Watch my computer. Like, I'm terrified to do this, but like, I'm going to go take a nap. True story. I took a nap. And then I was like, how could I be teaching people success habits and not really pay attention to my own rest and the way that I feel? And you know what else I did when I went to take the nap? I moved the phone away from the bed. And I made sure that everything wasn't unplugged behind or wasn't plugged in behind my bed. I was literally mindful. Was there sunlight coming in? Or was I sleeping in complete dark? Like, I learned so much. Why I feel the way I feel. Have you ever asked yourself that? Why do you feel the way you feel? And here's a really good question to end on. Write this down. What would have to happen in your life for you to have peace? What is the one thing that's like keeping you up at night, giving you the trauma? Like, what would have to happen in your life for you to just be, I'm good. I'm good. I feel good. I don't know how I'm doing it, guys, but must be the mushrooms. I feel amazing. Onto something that nobody else has. Can't even believe how it fell in our lap. And I'm ready to share it with the world. So, success habit 31. How do you feel? Let's be honest, because I want you to feel good now. And it's not that hard to get you to the point that you feel good, but some people start at point 0, and some people are like me, we're at like negative 250. Like, I can't compare how I feel to someone else who hasn't had trauma, isn't dealing with stress, isn't grieving, doesn't have a child in trouble, isn't doing a, transition, starting a new company. Maybe you're in the middle of a move or a divorce or a sickness or whatever. Everybody starts at a different level, but you got to get your body to point 0 before you can start to feel good. And some of you are like completely overdrawn. One thing that he said this weekend, the doctor said, you're giving your energy, you're giving your energy, you're giving your energy, you're giving your energy, but where does that energy come from? Because you can't keep giving something that you don't have, then your battery gets completely dead. And that's what happened to me. I was giving energy, giving energy, giving energy, giving energy, and normally I just keep pushing. But today, I was so mindful of how I feel. I woke up, took my frequency charged nutrition, drank the mushrooms, took the minerals, and then in the afternoon when I literally would have been like push, keep going, I just took time to breathe, take a nap, drink the water, eat the clean food, get the sunshine. You got to take care of yourself and really listen to how you feel, because this is not a dress rehearsal, guys. And if we don't take care of this body, where are we going to live? How do you feel? And how could I help you to feel better? That's my question. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow.